What up, though, y'all? It's Chris, broadcasting from the D. And we got to talk about Molly Qerim and her abrupt exit from First Take. Molly, who's been on there about 10 years, famous for First Take or infamous for First Take, however way you want to look at it. She was in the middle of a contract negotiation. We know that much, and obviously things went left. What we also know is that Stephen A. Smith, he was in a long contract negotiation, and he's talked a bit about it now that he's on the other side of it, about people saying things that you really don't want to hear or hard to listen to and whatnot. Now, he was kind of talking in code. He was giving examples of stuff about saying that people need to grow up and people be just in their feelings about stuff, and how he was able to prove his worth with numbers and whatnot. But the things he kept following up everything he was saying with I'm not talking about Molly. Well, if you're not talking about her, then why are you giving these examples specifically in the conversation when you're talking about what happened with her and what would possibly be her reasons for her exit? Now, she was in contract negotiations. She was not seemingly able to come to terms with them, whatever they offered her. Rumor has it she was being paid currently 400 G's a year, and she wanted more than that. She probably thought that she could get more than that just based on tenure. Obviously, they didn't see her to be as valuable as she believed she was, because they were not giving her an extension. Her contract was ending at the end of this year. Everybody was pretty much expecting her to be gone from First Take starting, next year. And for a lot of people, they feel like she gave them their Christmas gift early by abruptly leaving now. And in my opinion, that is how you know that this went really bad for her, and she just couldn't handle it. She got in her feelings. Usually, when you're gonna leave a network, if you don't come to an agreement of some sort, you leave, but you don't leave on bad terms. You go ahead and you finish out what you got left. You leave with grace. And perhaps in the future, because we've seen it happen quite a few times, people leave and then come back to something. Perhaps in the future, something has changed, things are different, maybe ratings have changed without you, just something. And they're like, hey, listen, we'd like to offer you your old position back, but with a few of the things that you wanted that we weren't willing to budge on before. She just quit. She quit. I mean, basically, she had no leverage. People are saying that she thought she could go in there and negotiate like how Stephen A. Smith did, and she got the cold hard reality that she's not as important to the show as him. I'd like to believe she's not that level of delusional, thinking that her being the moderator, that she was as important to the show as Stephen A. Smith was. I really would like to believe she's not that level of delusional, but you just don't know, man. Some of these people really be thinking that they him or they her, and they're really not. And the reality, being hit with that reality, that cold reality, it'd be too much for them to handle, man. So, I mean, that's basically what it comes down to. She quit abruptly. She's not really talked about it. She gave some PR statement, about moving on with her life, and the usual speak that we see. But if I had to guess, obviously I have no idea, but if I had to guess, she was going into negotiations expecting Stephen A. Smith to back her in some sort of way, because he seemingly backed her and her BS before. Molly was not a fan favorite, not even a little bit. Molly's been there largely because she's an attractive female. She's getting up there in age. She's still attractive, but obviously, and people gonna feel some sort of way about me saying this, but I mean, if you're a 40-year-old woman, you may still be attractive, but you're attractive for 40. You're not the same attractive that you were when you were 30. And you're certainly not the same attractive that you were when you were 20. So it just is what it is. She's getting up there in age. Some picture that they keep showing is starting to show like wrinkle lines in her neck and all that sort of stuff. So, I mean, her looks is largely what she brought to the table for that show. And now that that's starting to fade, it's like, why else are you here? Molly would oftentimes be interrupting and talking over the guests that were brought there to talk. They bring pro athletes. I mean, they're pro athletes, either currently or former. And these are special guests, because some of them, like Magic Johnson, only come through once every blue moon. They may get Magic Johnson once every few years, once every 3 to 5 years or something like that. And Magic there to talk ball. Shut up and let Magic talk. She'd be on there interrupting and all this sort of stuff. And let's not forget how when LeVar Ball was on there, because he started coming on there regularly. Because remember, LeVar Ball at the time, he was really hot. He was really popping, you know, being a bit of a loudmouth, talking about his boys, saying that Lonzo was going to have the same effect that Magic had on the Lakers and all that. He was very entertaining. Him and Stephen A., their banter back and forth was very entertaining, or at least I thought so. She says to LeVar, you know, can we switch gears, or can you switch gears with me? Something. And she said, and his response was, and I'm paraphrasing, you can switch gears with me anytime. Switch gears is changing the topic. That's always been what that is. And she somehow, and this is the arrogance part here of thinking like you're more than what you really are in this chair. She took that as him hitting on her, him flirting with her, him being inappropriate with her. I just couldn't get with that, man. So LeVar Ball was never able to come back on ESPN again. And he felt some kind of way, but he took the high road and he ain't really throw no shade on her. He just was like, when he was asked about it, he was like, I'm married. She ugly to me. He's like, the only way I hit on her is if she broke into my house at night and I'm hitting her with a bat or something like that. You know, it was funny, and I got where he was coming from, because how dare you think that this man, who is a very public figure, has 3 sons that he's trying to get into the NBA, who's on here to talk about ball, and we know is married and loves his wife, would disrespect her and his marriage and his boys to flirt with you on national television? Like, where do you get off, man? We've never seen anything like that from LeVar Ball, him flirting with some chick or something like that before that, and we never seen an instant of that after. So the likelihood that, you know, he could say he wasn't flirting with her, but, you know, the proof is in the pudding, as the OGs like to say. Given that we've never seen an example that would support her claim of him being inappropriate with her before that, and certainly not after that, her claim falls flat. Dude was talking about we changing topics, man. It's just crazy. So a lot of people, myself included, she fell out of favor with. She already really wasn't somebody we cared for on the show because we thought she talked too much, but she really fell out of favor with myself and plenty of others like me after that. So you guys get it. You know, ultimately, the only people that are defending her like, oh, they kept this person over that person, you got male feminists. And this is how silly this is. You got male feminists mad that another woman there, who I don't care for either, but another woman there was given a contract extension over Molly Qerim. If you're a male feminist, why are you upset that another woman got an extension over her. Like, you could, if it was another man, which I still think this would be silly, but I would at least get it. You'd at least be consistent. You're a male feminist. But for you to be complaining that another woman in the company got an extension over her is silly to me, man. But don't even get me started on male feminists, man. That's a whole topic for a whole different video. I'm going to leave it there, you guys. Hit me with a like if you like what I do. Hit me with a sub if you like what I do. Hit me in the comments. I'm going to holler at y'all. Peace.